right, everybody. I just want to introduce y'all to my friend, my really, really, really good friend that we grew up together, Princess. Princess, say what's up.
Hey y'all, I'm so excited to be here. This is such a great podcast. I love everything that it represents, what it demonstrates. We need more Black women in media for sure. And we need more Black women who's going to be vocal about what's going on, not only in our community, but in the world. So it's such an honor to be here. This is
I
my first time.
have you.
This is my first time ever being interviewed, like outside of a job interview. So I am nervous, believe it or not. I am
I'm
nervous.
nervous too, but we gonna work it out.
Oh
We
yeah,
gonna
it's,
work it
it's
out.
gonna be phenomenal.
So y'all don't know, but me and Princess, we used to ride the bus together. Bus together, went to high school together, but it's amazing to see the growth between the both of us. You know what I'm saying? Growing up around the
Mhm.
bus to who we are now is, amazing Black women. So
Yeah,
it's just that's just what is so emotional for me
right.
right now because it's just like, dang, we came a long way, but it's good. It's good. Where we came from, it definitely put us to the mindset where we are, and just being who we are today definitely has paved the way. So Princess has her own podcast and everything. So tell us a little about that.
Okay, well, I am the host of Really Been Princess. Y'all can follow me. I do have a in-home studio. This is about to be my third season. We've been out for 3 seasons. I started in college at UT Martin, 2017, the year that the semester I graduated, and it just was an amazing turnout. And also I have a degree. I think a lot of people. Let me just set the record straight.
Right?
I have a degree
Hello.
in radio, television, broadcasting, host. That is what my degree is in. So I am actually one of those people who are using their degrees. I might not be getting paid to be
Right.
doing it right now, but that is all to come. But started out off at UT Martin, and like a lot of people just had demand. I always wanted to do it. I love to talk, like Raven said. Like we've been on each other since high school, and I just want to tell Raven, I have always admired her, just the way she carry herself. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody knew, like she a pretty girl, but she don't play. You know what I'm saying? They have really good spirits, all of them. I love her whole family, Renessa, Randall, and the young baby,
Rashad.
Rashad. So you know what I'm saying? Like she said, it's just amazing. I watched you go from lane, graduate, get your master's. You know, we just keep in contact on Facebook. And like you said, just to witness that growth is something truly special. I did just drop a new trailer for the new season.
And it's
It's
hot.
going
Like,
crazy.
I love it. I love it all. Like, you put Memphis in there, baby. You put Memphis on the map. I love it.
Big M's over here. But yeah, I thank you. I really do appreciate that. I can't tell y'all when the season is gonna start, but I can tell y'all keep watching to see
Right.
what's happening next.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's what I
And I
gotta say.
definitely make sure I put your Instagram page all in the description, all of that, so they can know where to go. So if you
Oh yeah.
comment, don't be surprised. You know where
Available
to
on I'm sorry. Available on 7 streaming platforms. And this season we going to YouTube. So
Hello.
don't worry, because there's a lot of people out there watching YouTube videos. I got y'all. It's gonna be something you've never seen before. I am looking for live entertainers and guests. So if you would like to be on the show in any one of those capacities, just holler at your girl.
I am
So
so ready. I am excited to see what you got to do, girl.
it's gonna be it's definitely gonna be something we've never seen before. Definitely say that.
Good.
In Memphis for sure.
So what happens? I don't know. What was we doing? We was talking about some stuff on Facebook, and we ended up, in each other comments or whatever. Just kind of throwing in our opinions about some things. And this is basically what led to us being here today on our topic. Basically, we're going to talk about crime in Black America, the double standard of justice, the crab mentality, all of that, because we got to hear it. Somebody got to say it.
Yeah.
It's too much going on that's left unsaid, or just being really just swept under the rug and then let it come out later. And it's just, we got to do better.
I agree. We
So,
just wait till the next hashtag or the next
you
movement
know,
or the next
the next
moment,
viral video or whatever or the next viral topic, because right now they got their bonnet thing going on, and I'm just like, we out here worried about people wearing bonnets at the airport, and our Black brothers and sisters is out here struggling with mental health illnesses. That's homeless. I drive past these people every day, but we want to talk about bonnets and pajamas. That's a whole nother episode, though. We'll get into
right.
it another day. But I kind of like to see Princess some stuff that both of us can research, and it was brought to my attention, and it's so sad. But however, I am grateful to learn about the Tulsa Race Massacre. I had the pleasure of going this past anniversary, and I was able to drive around. I rode around and was showed just about everything that was going on, and it was a learning experience. And I hate I didn't get to record a lot of stuff. It was just amazing. I'm not saying that you could feel it, but you could feel it. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely going back. I told you, that number 3.5 hours for me. I'm definitely going to go back and do some more research on it. I watched so many documentaries yesterday just so we could be able to talk about it today. And it's just like, wow. So what's your take on the Tulsa Race Massacre?
Tulsa Race Massacre. Honestly, let me just say a forewarning before I get into anything. I want to say this. I don't think that all white people are bad.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think there are a lot of white people who help push the movement and are true allies of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But America got to be real with themselves. Like, it's just too much. You don't want us to teach Black history of slavery in schools anymore. You want us to sweep all that underneath the rug as if it didn't happen. It's just the same way back to like when you didn't want slaves to read. You didn't want them to read. You didn't want them to write. You never want them to educate themselves. And when you think about Black Wall Street with the Tulsa, because that's what it was, I think it was the Greenwood District. They were Black Wall Street, everything Black banks, Black libraries, Black schools, Black grocery stores, all of that. So if you just sit here and think it's 2021, Tulsa Massacre happened almost close to about 100 years, but
yeah, about 100 years ago this year.
About 100 years ago. And so if you think about that, you say, wow, imagine what Black Wall Street could have been today.
Exactly.
And that's where you feel wrong. That's where you feel like, well, why wouldn't they want? Well, they didn't like us. They didn't want us around. They didn't want to educate us. So why would you feel so intimidated? And the thing is, nothing has been done. If they were just some survivors, I think it was about a week or two ago, they were just at the Capitol expressing about how it was that night. Nobody can really say everything that all happened in that night because it was so much. Almost 300 people died. Like, nobody talking about that.
And a white girl in the elevator.
Dick rolling, yeah, and said, I think that was Sarah or something. Yeah, I'm just like, and all about for what? It just goes back to Emmett Till. How can you not feel some type of way when stuff like that happens? They burn these people's homes to the ground.
It's so much greenery now out there that's not even supposed to be. It's sad. It's completely sad, and it's wrong.
Oh yeah, it's wrong on so many levels. And it is just the fact that like America, like you won't acknowledge it, but everybody else keep getting all these laws in effect. And Black people, what we contribute to America, to society, being number one consumers, we are the culture. Make no mistake. Black people are the culture, from sports to Olympics. Shout out to Simone Biles, baby. We go, like, we running LeBron James, Klay Thompson, Devin Booker. These are Black men, Black leaders, Serena Williams, and the list continues to go on and on. Without all these people, what would America be like? You want to steal everything from us. You want to take away our education. You make it harder and harder for Black men to actually become productive citizens in today's society. You rather throw a record on them than actually educate them and set them up to be strong Black men. That's not it. They want to tear the Black man down because they don't want them in the household. They want broken homes. They want dysfunction. And it continues even in 2021. Like, and I just hate for people to say like Obama didn't do nothing, because Obama did so much. But I don't know what people were expecting him to do.
You know how we do as Black people. We expect way up here when he only allowed to do so much.
And what all we had to do was vote, and most Black folk couldn't even get up and go do that. So, you asked me about Tulsa Race Massacre. Honestly, it's an atrocity that happened in America, and don't take that out. That's not even in the books. Put it in there. You know what I'm saying? Don't take away what happened.
I didn't remember studying it in history. I know for sure, because I was like, what? Hold on. What about that? And I'm like, I feel kind of bad, because I'm like, I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah, and I had like a lot. I didn't really know much about it until probably college, because ironically, I'm a history buff, but ironically, like most of my history teachers are white. And the way they would explain it, they wasn't, trying to sugarcoat it. They let it be known just because they was Black, this is what was going on. They wanted to gain money off of them. They wanted to do this. They wanted to hold them back. So when it was broke, like when you learn Black history from somebody that's white, it's just a whole different level of wow. We just built in trauma. Like, instead of putting that in the books, and maybe like a child like me, because anything Black, I was pretty, not aware, but I was on like an all white cheerleading team, but I was the only Black girl. You know what I'm saying? And so just growing up, seeing the world a little bit differently, going to an all white college, basically a predominantly white institution, it really shaped the way I think and view of things. Like, people like to say, oh, are you just pro-Black? No, I'm pro-Black, but I'm pro-right too. You know what I'm saying? A good human person, like, it's not about race. Like, if I'm in a school system and I'm working with kids, those kids don't come in there all different shades and colors. You think I'm gonna mistreat a child just because they didn't choose to have their skin color? I could never do that. And that's how people ought to do it. When they share those posts about, kids see no color, or white child and Black child holding hands, like that, we need more of that. More kids don't even need to recognize, oh, you're Black? Oh my God, I just thought you had a tan. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
I feel like now kids, they see more color now because of what's really going on in the world. And it's just, I mean, and I'm saying it in a good way. Like, it's not like how, white kids back in the day, oh my gosh, are you dirty? Blah, blah, blah type thing. But it's in a good way, because I have ran into white parents who have said that they taught their children, if you ever see anybody saying something or treating a Black kid any kind of way, step in. And then I think that's a good thing. And I feel like this next generation coming up is a lot more better in accepting the, the race, the gender and sexual orientation, economic status. I mean, they are very much more accepting than the previous generations.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It has definitely shaped and moved. And see that's another thing that people don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't talk about how it's actually people that's furthering the movement. We met, me and my best friend Simone, we went out to brunch one Sunday, and it was this white man, and he had like a little mixed son, but he had like a white wife and 2 white children, and he had 2 mixed kids. And and we were just like, oh, he's so cute. They ain't asked nothing about the man, the baby, nothing. We ain't even looking out the way. We just like, okay, whatever. That could be their grandchild, whatever. Who cares? And he tells us, I just adopted him. And the joy that he had on his face, like, oh my God. I don't only just have that, I have a young Black girl as well. Like, and when I see those pictures and videos of like those white parents who have Black children, they asking the Black lady, what type of hair product should I get and use? Like, we need more of that. You know what I'm saying? Love is what this world lacks. But we can't ignore that hate is continuously being taught in America, because over 275 million people voted for Trump in this election. And he is the complete opposite of bringing everybody together.
Right.
So, I do feel like this generation, and that's why I feel like it's so important. I think millennials, we kind of in one of the best situations ever. You know what I'm saying? Because literally what we do, will change everything, has changed everything. Millennials solely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they say we the F that job generation. For sure. We think about quarantine, think about how many Black businesses was open and still succeeding.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they don't want you to get. They don't educate us on financial literacy. They don't tell us about credit and all this stuff. Things that are going to directly affect Black people. Because most Black people, let's be honest, cannot afford to go to college. Most of us gotta have scholarships or get some grants. That's not always the case for white people. Some white people, they have college tuition funds that they have been building from birth. Black people don't even know how to save. So how are we ever gonna be at the same level in any capacity when we're not being taught the same things? Now, some Black people, you can teach them all day long and they still gonna do what you want to do. But you gotta be able to give them the information and say, at least I gave it. Because if it just changed one family, that one family could go and change 10 families. 10 families can go change 100 families. And it goes on and on and on. So, yeah.
I totally agree. And it kind of like bring us into what we was gonna talk about, the crab mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, we've been talking about this for a long time. It's been too long for our community to still be in this crab mentality. And it's just not even the Black people, it's the human race in general. But Black people, we pull each other down on a daily basis. A daily basis. Even when it comes to Black businesses and supporting Black businesses, it's not even just the supporting of the Black business, it's the Black customer service as well. So that's it's that dynamic. So you got to realize, I know plenty of people that I want to shop with or, advertise for anything, but you have to understand that without that support, you can't go anywhere. And so I'm always welcome to tell people, you got to fix this, and that. But our people ain't always accepting of their criticism.
No, not at all. And one thing that I definitely don't like, and I love to say hate, but I don't want to say hate because we gotta just take that out the earth. Just kind of like when you bring up the devil name, just stop mentioning them, because when you mention it, it is gonna go to that. So just being aware of how powerful my words are. But that's one thing I strongly dislike about African Americans, that I went to high school with her too, and she ain't all this. They judge you off who you used to be, and really upset that they not in the same position as you, as if they didn't have the same opportunities. Why can't you get over that? Just like if you come over to my apartment, because this actually happened. You come over to my apartment and you break into my car. What makes you think that you deserve to do this? What makes you think, or like I know, somebody got their car stolen at the gas station. Like, what makes you think they didn't work hard for theirs?
Right.
What makes you think that you can just take it just because you're capable of doing it? Not because you deserve it, not because you earned it, not because they gave it to you, just because I want it. I couldn't go to the store and get my own. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that's forever going to keep us back. Instead of us asking, man, what did you do so I can get a car like that, man? I want to work hard and get me a car like that. Instead of us Black people asking, and some Black people, they don't want to tell. Now, you are going to have Black people who hold information that's valuable and gonna say, look, I ain't worried about y'all families. I'm worried about my own family. That's all I want to do, get my family out of poverty. Not y'all, everybody is not going to be welcoming, even though they should. And a lot of older Black people, especially ones that have mastered being financially stable, need to definitely open up and express ways to do that. Or even just, another thing, like we put Black people on this facade, like we got it all together. You know what I'm saying? We look good, we walk good, we smell good. Ain't nothing wrong with us in our life. But the whole time you got hell all in your household. You know what I'm saying? But or you will judge the next person in their household and say, ooh, girl, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop. I'm for real. We just have got to stop doing it. Because when we do that, we continuously put ourselves further and further and further and further behind. Stop being so quick to tell somebody else what they need to do. Especially if you ain't the greatest life teacher is by example. I tell people all the time, if people ain't Christians, okay, or if they ain't Muslims or whatever, okay, you know what's gonna grab them and gravitate to them is the way you walk and the way you carry yourself. But if you living a double life and you walking in the sunset one way and then in the nighttime you a night crow, how is a person going to be able to respect them or even say, oh, if they did it, I can do it too, which is why I think it's important to include history like Tulsa Massacre into schools and even not into schools. Black people, let's hold some accountability.
In our homes.
Yes. If you know they're going to take it out of the school system, then that means, okay, we're going to be having Black history lessons at the house. Make it fun.
TGB did. She made sure we knew our Black history.
And got to. And big shout out to that, because you got to be able to do that. So when I was a Black kid, like I said, I was kind of really woke before my time because, again, I lived a different life than most people can say they lived. They had different experiences, which we all have. But, you know, the thing that would intrigue me the most in school was anything Black. Like anything. Oh, Black lady wrote this. Frederick Douglass, when he wrote it, The Narrative of a Slave, when I would read that stuff, it sparked up something totally different in me. Not that, you know, it's of course that, oh my God, I can't believe they went through this. But oh my God, they went through this so that I can even just sit in a school so I can have free education. And that's the thing our kids in this generation don't get. Somebody paid the price for your Black ass to be where you at. I don't know if we can cuss on this podcast, but
you can, baby. Go ahead. We already did. We put that out there last season.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, I try to keep it tactful though, but like,
tell it,
you know what I'm saying? Somebody paid the price for you to be sitting. What you think is a luxury or a privilege, and that's another thing. Our kids are entitled, and you have no reason to be.
That's right.
I rest my case.
That's just this new generation coming up anyway. They just, but I mean, it ain't even just this new generation. It's some of our generation too.
Oh, yeah.
Some people, honey, they think they just entitled. They ain't even work for nothing. Ain't even lived your life enough to work for anything, and you feel like that you entitled. So,
and know everything.
My advice to them is not gonna knock your ass down, and then you gonna learn. Because I have learned. I'm a living witness. So.
I'm just saying, like, it be the most people that ain't never wrong, child. They ain't never wrong, know it all, and still ain't where they need to be because of what? They won't just humble themselves. Some of us just gotta be humble. I ain't where I want to be, but I'm a long way from where I came from. Baby. And I think people gotta understand, and another thing people forget is that you got to grow in life. If you really want to excel, my goal when I do stuff, if I feel like I've done something wrong to somebody, whatever, I'm going to God. Because at the end of the day, I can't please man. If I'm depending on pleasing the man, baby, then I'm not gonna get into heaven. My goal is to please this man upstairs. So that's how I move. I try to always move with love no matter what I do. So I think people gotta understand that, and that's also a part of being mature and growing, saying, okay, I can't fix everything. Okay, I was wrong. I didn't have to say that. I shouldn't have said that. Let me try to find a way to reconcile and move forward. And that's what a lot of people can't get past because they don't know how.
So you're going into another episode right there. We got to do a part 2 with that. I like that. Honey, that's something that we all pretty much, we have experienced, or we either going to experience it, just dealing with people in general, especially in your circle. But, hey, we ain't going to get into that one because I can talk about that all day. I mean, you probably went there.
I'm just saying, we as the people got to learn how to move forward. It happened, but what can we do about it to stop it from continuing?
It's already done. What can I do about what's already done? All I can do is tell you what I learned from it and what I'm going to do to change it so we won't even get back to that spot. But people don't even
Exactly.
understand that.
Mm-hmm. You
And
preaching that.
that's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, so to move on to the double standard of justice, like basically I guess I want to use the George Floyd murder as an example because I mean, yes, we've had and it's unfortunate, so many Black lives that have been taken away from us due to police brutality and even Black on Black crime in our communities on a daily basis. But I just want to use the George Floyd case as an example because I feel like it was just, this is the most prominent thing in history. Like, think about it, 10
Mm-hmm.
years from now, this is going to be still something important in our community, no matter what. I mean, all of these Black lives that have been lost is going to be important. But this one right here is kind of why I don't even know if I should say it changed the game, kind of, sort of. But to me, in my perspective, anybody else that listen, y'all can have your opinion, but this is mine. So I feel like it kind of like shifted, it shifted the game a little bit, having the white community back us up and support us. The trial itself, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
the verdict that came from behind it. So just the double standard of what our Black people have to go through to get justice or, even to be recognized. So I guess I want to say, how do you feel how do you feel the George Floyd murder impacted? Do you feel like it impacted white America?
Um, I ain't mean to say but I want to say I 100% agree with you. It was definitely a turning point because after that, it was just blatant. You had to pick a side. Either you, like I said, I'm pro Black, but I'm pro right too.
Mm-hmm.
And just right is right. I like when these kids and these Black men and these Black women, Breonna Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
Sandra Bland, say their names. When you think of Oscar Grant, I could go on and on. We think about these people that died innocently. You say, what did they die for? And you say, at the hands of the police. And you say something so minute, selling cigarettes on the corner, in their home sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Ahmaud Arbery jogging down the street, even though he wasn't killed by police officers, he was killed by race. Don't make no mistake, and they both two in the same.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be two in the same because not all police officers are bad,
Right.
but ones who just killing aimlessly, yeah, they don't need to work. But do I feel like there was a changing point for white America? Of course, because you had to pick a side. Like I said, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, said was showing y'all the hate he was receiving. Ain't missed a penny cents still, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a moment where they had to say, look, we can't ignore this anymore. We know it's going on. It's blatantly obvious.
Yes.
My kid can stay out as long as they want to. My child can get pulled over 20 times in the night and they coming home. That's a worry that y'all can't even explain to be Black in today's time and have to wonder what may I do? I just had to pay a ticket today and I can remember getting pulled over and just
Scary.
shaking. This was
Scariest feeling, and it's sad that we have to go through that.
trauma.
It's
I
sad.
I remember watching the Meek Mill interview. Love, love, love me some Meek. And I remember him saying, I was talking, to his white friends and they billionaires and stuff like that. And he was explaining to them what he went through. And they told him, that's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
The ways you had to grow up, the type of life you had to live, that's not what people consider normal. But poverty is so normal to us Black people. Crabs in a barrel mentality is so normal. Police brutality
is so normal, and it should
is so normal. So that's why it's like you gotta wait for the next hashtag. You gotta wait for the next viral moment of some, and now it's just getting obvious. You can't ignore it. It's on camera. They don't even care anymore. So I feel like those that really did rally against, and I don't mean those that just posted one time Black Lives Matter. I mean those that actually were about actually moving the cause forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, that's why I said we gotta learn how to just move forward. And I feel like a lot of them did. Most of them, the ones that were really conflicted with black friends or with black children or with they didn't have a choice. And again, everybody doesn't grow up instilled with hate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what would be so conflicting. And that's why a lot of black people say they don't really believe in Christianity anymore, is because of that. You know, how the slaves would take Bible verses and how the slave owners would take Bible verses and use it against the slaves, which is why they didn't want them to read the book to know, oh, y'all really not doing what the Bible says. So, you know, I think, like I said, they were forced to choose a side. Whether are we gonna really and make no mistake, when those white people did that, you gotta understand what you're risking. Because you got other white people who not even gonna look at you the same, not gonna respect you, probably criticize you. So don't be mad at these white people that's taking a stand with us, because they having to deal with hate within their own community as well, just for standing up for ultimately what's right.
Right.
So, you know, big shout out to them, those white people who further the movement, who really are allied to the Black Lives Matter, and just for being right. Like, just everybody know what good and bad, wrong and right is. And it's just a clear line you know, how many minutes did it take for him to kill George Floyd on camera in front of everybody?
I mean, it's so many things that go through my mind when I think about that. You know, what could have been done, what should have been done. But it's just like, you know, if I were there in that moment, how would I have reacted? You know what I'm saying? Would have I been? Of course, I would have been terrified. But you know, would I have sacrificed myself for that moment? You know, anything. You know, it's so many different avenues you could have went with it.
Mm-hmm.
And just I personally didn't watch the trial. I caught the end because, you know, there's just some it just I don't know. I become so much more sensitive when it comes to social issues and stuff, because of my social work background and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it just is not so much of me being sensitive, but more emotional in the right way, like angry and want to do something about it. And I know little old me, I can't do it by myself, but you know, I want to. So I guess that's my job, of bringing everybody together somehow, some way. And just getting this out and how we feel and how we think things need to go moving forward. We can't let another one of our brothers and sisters die. You know what I'm saying? Without being able to change something. I don't know what we can do, but I feel like it's something that we can do as a group of people instead of just stand by and watch.
Most definitely. We definitely have to do more. Black people have to do more. And also we have to do better, because we'll be up and ready marching for them killing us, but then you killing Poo Poo. Or, you know, free G-Lane. You know what I'm saying? G-Lane done killed 10 people.
Right. So why we got
G-Lane needs to be locked up. Poo Poo probably needs to be in there, but at the same time, it's not fair. It's so many. That's a whole nother topic too. Just the criminal system in America and how they set up against us as well. But we also gotta stop killing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't even use the black on black crime term, because that's just a term that was derived from them to keep us down and, you know, make it seem like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's white on white crime, it's Italian on Italian crime, it's Asian on Asian crime, it's Hispanic on Hispanic crime. You know what I'm saying? But black on black crime just sounds so much more dangerous because we black. And we just fear anyway. Mm-hmm. But we got to do better within our communities as well. Like I said, being an example to other people, saying, you know, we can put the guns down. And that was one of the biggest things about the George Floyd. I can remember they came together in Memphis on the bridge there one time. And you saw all different type of gangs uniting, and we was all in solidarity. And I feel like that's something that needs to happen more often. But again, it goes all the way back to that crab in the barrel mentality. If you got it, I want it, even if I don't deserve it or didn't work for it or didn't earn it. We got to do better as a whole. And yeah, that George Floyd situation, it could have gone 100 million different ways. And I think the most important way was he could have still been here. And honestly, I think it helped that he had a best friend who was like in the NBA too. I think that was able to spread. It was that the movement allowed it to be able to be spread.
More broader and
yeah,
and more in the light, not just in the communities and stuff like that. In the TV, we need it in the TV. We need it more in the social media. We need it more in movies. All of that. It needs
exactly. And
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and it's a lot of black directors and film directors who are putting our history in these shows that we love, like Lovecraft Country, love Jordan Peele. Like I be having to say stuff like this because they might come back and watch this, and I want the record to be known. Like I love Jordan Peele, I love Lena Waithe, I love Issa Rae, I love Shonda Rhimes, I love all of these people. Ava DuVernay. I love these people that are taking their talents. I love Hov and Nipsey Hussle for making Judas and the Black Messiah. We need to know it. No matter how entertaining, no matter how sad it is, no matter how hard we may take it or others may take it, it got to be shown. It has to be displayed. That's the only way we grow together. That's the only way.
I agree. I really agree. So if you could do one thing to help change the way our Black brothers and sisters function with one another, what would you do?
I think if I could do something to change how the next generation comes up, I think it would just be more mentoring. It's a lot of people. I know a lot. I got a retired friend that just retired from education over 30 years. And she's interested in doing mentorship. These kids, they going through so much. It's crazy because they kids. And then you think about all the other generations as kids, what they were witnessing and experiencing, Jim Crow and, segregation. And it just goes slavery. And it just goes back and back and back. But when you think about our kids today, they want somebody, they want structure. That's a fact. Kids want structure. I don't care how rebellious a child is. If you give them a line to follow and then you discipline them, not necessarily saying getting no whooping or nothing, but if you teach them, and that's a big thing, we got to teach them, which is why I feel like mentorship is what we need to be doing. You got a little cousin, you got, your little friend of little nieces, little something, those, and even go bigger. If you think you can go to an organization, they looking for volunteers all the time, Girls Inc., Boys and Girls Club, like it's a lot of organizations who are out here mentoring to these people. And I just think Black people, and that's what I would love to do. When I worked at Boys and Girls Club for my short time there, it was about like a year and a half, but short enough. And my time there, what I loved the most about the kids was that I've worked with, even though I kind of worked in education probably like 3.5 years, and I've worked with all students from elementary to middle school to high school, and all of those kids, people will forget what you said. They might even forget what you did, but they will never, ever forget how you made them feel.
Right.
And I think more kids need to feel love. That's most of these kids, that's all they really want. They want to feel like somebody loved them and somebody care about them and want to see them do better. But if somebody always calling them a stupid motherfucker, a dumb bitch, this is because it's happening. It's 7-year-olds getting cussed out. It's happening. I know you get frustrated, and I know that might be how you was raised and everything. But man, look how that turned out. That's one thing about me. I won't have a child until I'm able to put them in a better situation than I had growing up. And I think a lot of people like y'all and me, who come from maybe a single parent household, we're not as quick to do that, not with no kids. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what that will entail. Unless we able to, like Renee, so she able to take care of kids and stuff like that. Then it happens. But people ain't really rushing to have kids if they come from poverty, if they come from struggling. Like I come from poverty, I come from struggling. Why would I want that on my child?
Right. Well, I
You
mean,
know, it's
you know,
nothing
some
wrong with
really don't
adopting a
care because they
child.
don't know. And I like just trying to go back a little bit. I 100% agree with the whole mentoring thing because that's what helped me be who I am right now. Growing up, my grandma and them kept us in a mentoring program in the summertime. The Alphas of University of Memphis, they leadership program that they did back in the day. Shout out to them. Hopefully this gets to them in some kind of way. But shout out to them for allowing us to be who we are, teaching us about punctuality, our history in the community. I mean, not even just our history. I didn't know nothing about the little communities that we have in Memphis if it wasn't for them. Going to the cemeteries and all of that stuff, learning about everything. So mentorship is definitely the way I go to. And even not just mentorship, using my voice, using my platform. My platform is going to be my podcast. You know, I'm still in the beginning stages. However, I know and I feel that our voices together will be able to do something if we just continue to just keep it up and just get it out. So I don't know. We just gonna have to.
100%. Like, yeah, mentorship. They need, like, kids just need it. And then a lot of times, you know, they want somebody outside of their family. You know what I'm saying?
I
That
remember
they can
I
relate
was.
to.
Oh, I just love such. But you remember these people. Like you said, you might not remember everything that y'all talked about and things like that, but you're gonna remember these people. Like my teachers, I only had, one teacher a grade or whatever, but the entire staff of that grade in elementary school, like my teachers at Spring Hill Elementary in Raleigh, baby, I love them all because they was like our parents. And so I feel like a
Exactly.
lot of our kids still need that too. As far as teachers go,
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole nother subject too. Teaching,
Oh, yeah,
being a
for
teacher,
sure.
and being able to teach these kids for real. You know, going into this pandemic, that has stressed these teachers out. So they're not, yes, they're able to still teach your child, but they're not able to do what they want to do and be a teacher to your child because we in the middle of a pandemic right now.
Exactly.
So, we got to take all of that into consideration too. But I guess that's something else we can talk about another time because I'm definitely going to have you on here again. And I want to be on Rhythm and Princess. So,
Period.
we're gonna make
It's
it
up
work.
there. We're gonna do it. You gonna come on? You gonna come to the
Oh,
studio?
I'm gonna come to the studio. I gotta come
Yes,
home.
that's what I want you to
I gotta
do.
come home and represent. So when I do
I want.
come, I let
Let's go.
and we're gonna definitely set up something. And you know how we work and how we operate, piggyback and send each other ideas and stuff like that, and do our research. And it's something that I'm so happy that has happened. Me and Princess, we piggybacked off each other. This is what we're gonna talk about. So I'm gonna do my research, you do your research, and so we can know exactly what we're talking about. Because we don't need nobody coming back into us talking about something. Well, you said this wrong, but teach me, show me something else, expand my
Exactly.
mind. But I really, really, really enjoyed this conversation, and I have learned so much from you. And I look forward to doing it again. Thank you so much for coming on She Talk Podcast. I can't wait to this drop. So, I got to do my little editing and whatnot. And we're going to drop it. And I'm ready to see what everybody got to say. So
Period.
that's my
And
thing.
And I just want to say, before I go, it is a lot of educators out here who are going that extra mile, like you said, from your elementary school. And I just want to shout out my mom because my mom also has been an educator for about 18 years. And my mom has treated students like us, like they her kids. My mom has gone to kids' sports games. My mom has bought shoes and got haircuts, done did this. She's got a real big heart for kids. And some kids, kids can't help who their parents are, who they become. One of my other favorite, Miss Hooks, Miss Grant. I love Miss Grant. Just always finding those field trips. A lot of good, great teachers they try to get, and it's not hard taking little Memphis kids out of town, okay? Because they act like they don't know how to act. I know this firsthand. But you got teachers who want them to go to these
Absolutely.
HBCUs. Mr. Green, I worked underneath some, oh my God, amazing Black people. Mr. Green, oh, Mrs. Holloway. These are some of my former employees. Employers. Like, I love these people, like, because they actually care about kids and they showed it no matter what extent that took. Even if that means they might be short on the food or some gas. Like my mama, she still did it because that was where her heart was at. Right. And so I just wanted I wanted to make sure I said that before I left. But it has been a complete pleasure. I have enjoyed this thoroughly. I know it's gonna be amazing, that we're gonna get great reviews because we're talking about stuff that needs to be heard. And
stir up the pot, stir it up.
I look forward to you coming to the Maggie Lee Studios, the renowned Maggie Lee Studios. I look forward to continue being on She Talk. I'm with it all. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I am extremely honored again to be on the show, for you to consider me. You know, I be feeling like, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough, or maybe I need to work harder, or maybe they don't see the grind, or, you know, I know you probably experienced it as well.
It's always gonna be somebody to see you, know that. And you know, I see it. We was there then, and we gonna be there now. So that's all I can say. And I'm so proud of you. And
I'm proud of you.
I'm just, girl, don't start. We're not about to start that. But I just look forward to us being able to collaborate again on some major stuff, and even collaborating with bigger people and getting this stuff out there, because these are discussions that need to be on the table, whether it's uncomfortable or not. So I'm excited, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy it and run this. I hope this podcast run up 1 million in
run
a day.
Run up. We speaking.
What Pooh Shiesty to say?
Hey, run up.
Okay, bye y'all.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.